Picture a land where ancient stories whisper through timeless landscapes, where vibrant cities pulse against a backdrop of untamed wilderness, and where every sunrise promises a new adventure. Welcome to Australia, a continent where nature writes its own rules and every journey becomes a story worth telling. From the world's most extraordinary wildlife to the planet's oldest living culture, from pristine coastlines stretching beyond the horizon to rust-red deserts that glow under endless skies, Australia captivates the imagination like nowhere else on Earth. In this guide, we'll take you on a carefully crafted journey through the best this remarkable country has to offer. Whether you're an adventure seeker, nature lover, or cultural explorer, we'll show you how to transform what might seem like an overwhelming destination into an unforgettable experience. Let's begin our adventure through a country where the extraordinary becomes every day and where every journey leads to discovery. Now, before we go over the most beautiful places of Australia, we will dive into a summary of the history of this amazing country. Australia's story spans over 65,000 years, beginning with the First Nations peoples who developed sophisticated cultures, intricate knowledge systems, and deep spiritual connections to the land. European exploration began in the 17th century, with British colonization commencing in 1788 through the arrival of the First Fleet in Sydney Cove. Initially established as a penal colony, free settlers gradually transformed the colonies into thriving communities. The 1850s gold rushes triggered dramatic population growth and economic development. Federation in 1901 united the 6 colonies into one nation, marking the birth of modern Australia. The young nation was profoundly shaped by its involvement in both world wars, particularly the Battle of Gallipoli, which became a defining moment in forging national identity. Post-war immigration transformed Australia's social and economic landscape. The latter half of the 20th century saw the nation develop into a leading economy in the Asia-Pacific region. Today, Australia stands as a dynamic nation that combines ancient heritage with modern prosperity, playing an important role in global affairs. Now that we have brushed up on our history of this country, we will dive into the most beautiful destinations of this country. Before we start, I ask you to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more beautiful destinations on this beautiful planet. Number 13. Blue Mountains. The Blue Mountains rise majestically from the western fringes of Sydney, creating a dramatic landscape of deep valleys, weathered escarpments, and endless eucalyptus forests that release a fine mist of oil droplets, creating the characteristic blue haze that gives the region its name. Spring offers the most pleasant weather for exploring, with mild temperatures and blooming wildflowers making it the ideal time to visit. The iconic Three Sisters rock formation stands sentinel over the Jameson Valley, their weathered sandstone peaks telling ancient Aboriginal Dreamtime stories, while changing character throughout the day as light plays across their rugged surfaces. A network of hiking trails ranges from gentle clifftop walks to challenging descents into the valley floor, where temperate rainforest and hidden waterfalls await discovery. Historic townships like Katoomba and Uluru charm visitors with their mountain village atmosphere, while Scenic World offers unique perspectives through its railway, cableway, and skyway experiences. Number 12, Adelaide. Adelaide unfolds in an elegant grid of wide boulevards and parklands, reflecting the careful planning of its colonial heritage while embracing its modern identity. The city's heart beats through its central market, a bustling hub where local producers showcase South Australia's finest produce. Adelaide's cultural calendar bursts with internationally renowned events like the Adelaide Festival and Fringe Festival, transforming the city into a vibrant stage for performing arts, music, and creativity. The city's striking mix of historic and contemporary architecture tells its story, from the sandstone facades of North Terrace's cultural institutions to modern marvels like the Adelaide Oval. Beautiful parklands form a green belt around the city center, offering peaceful retreats and botanical gardens where locals and visitors alike escape the urban bustle. The city serves as a gateway to renowned regions like the Barossa Valley and McLaren Vale, while the nearby Adelaide Hills provide a perfect backdrop for day trips. Beaches like Glenelg offer seaside charm just minutes from the city center. Now here is a multiple choice question about Australian culture. Put your answers down in the comments below. Number 11, Daintree Rainforest. The Daintree Rainforest stands as an ancient wonder where 180 million years of unbroken evolutionary history unfolds beneath a dense emerald canopy. At Cape Tribulation, this primordial landscape creates a unique phenomenon where two World Heritage Sites meet, the Daintree and the Great Barrier Reef, the only place on Earth where two such sites exist side by side. The rainforest harbors an extraordinary diversity of plant and animal species, many found nowhere else on the planet, including the endangered cassowary, a flightless bird that plays a crucial role in maintaining forest ecology. Ancient ferns, primitive flowering plants, and towering fan palms create a living museum that predates the Amazon. Crystal clear streams cascade over granite boulders, winding their way through the forest before meeting the coral-rich waters of the Coral Sea. Elevated boardwalks allow visitors to explore this prehistoric landscape while protecting its delicate ecosystem, offering glimpses of unique wildlife like Boyd's forest dragons, tree kangaroos, and countless bird species. Number 10. Perth. Perth stands as a sun-drenched oasis on Australia's western edge, where the Swan River meets the Indian Ocean. The city's crown jewel, Kings Park, is one of the world's largest inner-city parks, offering spectacular views over the city's skyline and Swan River, while showcasing Western Australia's unique wildflowers and native bushland. Just offshore lies Rottnest Island, a car-free paradise where the famously photogenic quokkas, small marsupials with endearing smiles, roam freely among cyclists and beachgoers, exploring the island's 63 pristine beaches and 20 secluded bays. The city's own coastline boasts iconic beaches like Cottesloe, where crystal-clear waters and white sand create perfect conditions for swimming, surfing, and watching the spectacular Indian Ocean sunsets. The Swan Valley, Australia's oldest wine region, sits on Perth's doorstep, while the historic port of Fremantle charms visitors with its colonial architecture and maritime heritage. Despite being one of the world's most geographically isolated capital cities, Perth pulses with life, offering a relaxed outdoor lifestyle where modern urban amenities blend seamlessly with natural wonders, all under the glow of more annual sunshine hours than any other Australian capital city. Number 9. Gold Coast. The Gold Coast stretches along Queensland's southeastern coastline, where 70 kilometers of golden beaches meet modern cityscapes in Australia's premier holiday playground. Surfers' Paradise, the region's iconic heart, is marked by a spectacular skyline of sleek high-rises that sparkle against the Pacific Ocean, creating a striking contrast with the natural beauty of its pristine beach. World-class surf breaks dot the coastline, from the perfect waves at Snapper Rocks to the legendary breaks at Burleigh Heads, attracting surf enthusiasts from around the globe. Beyond the beach, the Gold Coast hinterland offers a different kind of paradise, where ancient rainforest trails wind through Lamington and Springbrook National Parks. Theme parks provide thrilling entertainment for families, with heart-pounding roller coasters, marine life encounters, and movie-themed attractions. The coastal strip buzzes with energy as beachside markets, alfresco dining scenes, and shopping precincts like Pacific Fair create a vibrant atmosphere from day to night. The city seamlessly blends outdoor adventure with urban sophistication, offering everything from sunrise surfing sessions to sunset beach walks along its famous shoreline. Number 8. Kakadu National Park. Spanning almost 20,000 square kilometers of Australia's top end, represents an awe-inspiring blend of ecological and cultural wonders. This vast wilderness, shaped by seasonal monsoons, transforms dramatically throughout the year, from thundering waterfalls in the wet season to serene billabongs in the dry. Ancient sandstone escarpments rise dramatically from vast floodplains, housing some of the world's most significant collections of Aboriginal rock art, with sites like Ubir and Nourlangie showcasing paintings that date back over 20,000 years. These outdoor galleries tell the stories of the world's oldest living culture, depicting creation ancestors, traditional foods, and early contact with European settlers. The park's diverse ecosystems support an extraordinary array of wildlife, including 1/3 of Australia's bird species, primordial saltwater crocodiles, and hundreds of native plant species. Yellow water billabong offers visitors intimate encounters with wildlife, particularly during sunrise and sunset when the wetlands come alive with birds, buffalo, and crocodiles. Moving through Kakadu's 6 distinct seasons, recognized by the traditional Bininj Mungai owners, reveals the intricate relationship between the land, its original inhabitants, and the incredible biodiversity that thrives in this ancient landscape. Number 7. Whitsunday Islands. The Whitsunday Islands emerge from the turquoise waters of the Coral Sea like scattered emerald jewels, creating one of Australia's most stunning tropical archipelagos. At the heart of this paradise lies the internationally acclaimed Whitehaven Beach, where swirling patterns of pure white silica sand stretch for 7 kilometers along Hamilton Island, creating an otherworldly landscape when viewed from above. The impossibly clear waters, ranging from deep azure to pale turquoise, lap against 74 islands, most of which remain pristine and uninhabited national parks. Fringing coral reefs teem with vibrant marine life, offering spectacular snorkeling opportunities where visitors can swim alongside tropical fish, sea turtles, and rays in warm, crystal-clear waters. The calm, protected waters between the islands create perfect conditions for sailing, with gentle trade winds carrying vessels through passages that have attracted mariners for generations. Whether viewed from a luxury resort, a sailing yacht, or a seaplane soaring overhead, the Whitsundays represent the quintessential tropical island experience, where the Great Barrier Reef meets lush rainforest and secluded beaches. Number 6. Tasmania. Tasmania, Australia's southernmost state, is a pristine wilderness paradise where rugged landscapes meet rich history and contemporary culture. The heart of the island showcases the spectacular Cradle Mountain Lake St. Clair National Park, part of the Tasmanian Wilderness World Heritage Area, where ancient rainforests and alpine heathlands harbor unique wildlife, including the endangered Tasmanian devil. The state's capital, Hobart, is home to the provocative Museum of Old and New Art, carved into sandstone cliffs along the Derwent River, offering a bold contrast to the city's colonial architecture and maritime heritage. Along the east coast, Freycinet National Park dazzles visitors with its crystal-clear waters and perfect curve of Wineglass Bay, while the haunting remnants of Port Arthur penal settlement tell sobering tales of Australia's convict past. The island's ancient forests contain some of the world's tallest flowering plants, while wild rivers cut through deep gorges, remote beaches stretch for kilometers without a single footprint, and mist-shrouded valleys reveal a landscape that has remained largely unchanged for millennia. Number 5. Great Ocean Road. The Great Ocean Road winds along Victoria's spectacular southern coast, offering one of the world's most breathtaking coastal drives. Stretching 243 kilometers from Torquay to Allendsford, this heritage-listed road reveals the raw beauty of Australia's coastline at every turn. The journey's crown jewel is the collection of limestone stacks known as the 12 Apostles, which rise majestically from the Southern Ocean, sculpted by millions of years of wind and waves. These ancient sentinels, though now fewer than 12 in number, stand up to 45 meters high, changing character with the light as the sun moves across the sky. Beyond the Apostles, the road meanders past sheer limestone cliffs, pristine beaches, and through patches of ancient rainforest. Charming coastal towns like Lorne and Apollo Bay offer perfect resting spots where visitors can watch migrating whales in winter, spot native wildlife like koalas in the wild, or simply soak in views of powerful waves crashing against the rugged coastline. The dramatic scenery continues at sites like Loch Ard Gorge, Gibson Steps, and the Bay of Islands, each telling their own story of natural forces and maritime history along this magnificent stretch of Victorian coastline. Number 4. Melbourne. Melbourne captivates visitors with its distinctive blend of European charm and modern Australian innovation. The city's famous bluestone laneways form a labyrinthine network through the central business district, creating an atmosphere of constant discovery and exploration. The city's food scene is dynamic and diverse, with countless restaurants ranging from fine dining establishments to authentic ethnic eateries and bustling food markets, making Melbourne a true gastronomic paradise. The city pulses with cultural energy, from the artistic hub of Federation Square to the historic Queen Victoria Market, while its historic trams rattle through streets lined with a mix of Victorian-era architecture and contemporary design. Throughout the year, Melbourne comes alive with major events including the Australian Open and Formula One Grand Prix, while its diverse neighbourhoods, from bohemian Fitzroy to beachy St Kilda, each offer their own distinct character and charm, creating a city that's constantly evolving, yet always unmistakably Melbourne. Number 3, Uluru. Rising dramatically from the red desert plains of Australia's Northern Territory, Uluru stands as an awe-inspiring natural monument and deeply spiritual Aboriginal landmark. This massive sandstone monolith, reaching 348 meters into the desert sky, dramatically changes color throughout the day, shifting from deep burgundy to bright orange, and finally glowing an intense red during the magical moments of sunrise and sunset. The rock's surface, marked by deep crevices, caves, and ancient Aboriginal rock art, tells the stories of the Anangu people, the traditional custodians of this sacred land who have lived in the area for over 60,000 years. As the sun moves across the vast outback sky, shadows play across Uluru's weathered face, revealing the rock's countless textures and hidden features, while the surrounding desert springs to life with resilient wildlife and desert plants adapted to this extreme environment. Visitors can experience this natural wonder through guided walks around its base, learning about Aboriginal Dreamtime stories, watching the stars emerge in the crystal-clear desert night sky, or simply marveling at one of Australia's most iconic and spiritually significant landmarks. Number 2. Sydney. Sydney stands as Australia's crown jewel, where modern urban life seamlessly merges with stunning coastal landscapes. The city's heart beats around its magnificent harbor, where the UNESCO World Heritage-listed Sydney Opera House rises like giant white sails against the sky, while the massive Sydney Harbour Bridge, affectionately known as the Coat Hanger, arches gracefully across the sparkling waters. The vibrant circular quay buzzes with energy as ferries crisscross the harbor, connecting the city's various waterfront neighborhoods. Just a few kilometers from the central business district lies the world-famous Bondi Beach, a crescent of golden sand where city life meets surf culture, while the Bondi to Bronte Coastal Walk winds along dramatic cliffs, offering stunning ocean views. Number 1. Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef stretches over 2,300 kilometers along Australia's northeastern coast, making it the world's largest coral reef system and the only living structure visible from space. This underwater paradise features over 1,500 species of tropical fish and 400 types of hard coral, creating a vibrant tapestry of purple, blue, and orange beneath the crystal-clear waters of the Coral Sea. Giant clams rest on the sandy seafloor, while schools of parrotfish weave through forests of coral, creating an otherworldly landscape that changes with the daily rhythms of marine life. Visitors can explore this natural wonder through snorkeling, scuba diving, glass-bottom boat tours, or scenic helicopter flights, offering encounters with sea turtles, reef sharks, and seasonal humpback whales. Iconic spots include the naturally formed Heart Reef, the Ribbon Reefs, and Lady Elliot Island, each offering unique perspectives of this magnificent marine ecosystem.